Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, friends, wherever you are watching this presentation, which is now our second one in the series on how to stop the smoking habit. My name is Ernie Rex, and I presume you might have seen the first presentation, which was day one. Now, I normally do this with a group of people, and then we normally begin on the Monday evening, and we work it through to Friday. Perhaps you are new to the program now, and then I would advise you to just go back and have a look at the first presentation, so that when you start at a specific date, and you work it through in 5 phases. This now is our second presentation, day two of the 5-day stop smoking plan. You can also stop the habit. So welcome, and to you who have been with us from the beginning, I would like to ask the question today: have you now smoked your last cigarette? Remember, we said to each other that in actual fact, when you look at this habit and you ask yourself the question, is it really an addiction of your body, or is it an addiction of your brain? And then in the end you realize that in actual fact the addiction lies within our brains. So in the previous presentation, which is then yesterday, I asked you what are you going to do with your cigarettes. You had to make a choice. You are going to throw them away. That's what we said to each other. And most of you, I believe, perhaps did that. And I would like to congratulate you if that is that. If not, if you had perhaps slipped somewhere and if you've smoked a cigarette last night or this morning or this afternoon, or whatever, the question at this moment in time is now, have you now smoked your last cigarette? You see, the problem is that if you're a smoker, say a 20-pack a day smoker, and you should take that whole packet and you should put it in your mouth, and you should lit it. What will happen to you? Just think about it. You would probably not survive it. But you see, that's the point. You don't do it that way. You do it puff by puff by puff. One by one by one. That's how we do it. Now, as I stated in the previous presentation, I smoked for 42 years, and I also thought it's not going to be my boss. Never. And it was my boss, and I had to admit in the end that I was addicted. I was addicted to it. So the question, some of you who has not smoked for 24 hours. Congratulations. If you've done that, then I would like to tell you that tonight will be a very short presentation, because this is now actually Tuesday night in our program, and the idea is that you should actually go to bed as early as possible tonight, because at this moment, if you have stopped, if you haven't smoked for 24 hours, at this moment you should feel drowsy, you should feel very tired, you should actually start to get headaches and whatever. I don't think you feel very good. So how was your day? Perhaps it wasn't a nice day. Many people say this is a terrible, terrible day, the first day. And it's not a nice day. So we know that. We know that. But just remember, I've been smoking for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Now I want this habit to stop in one day, and then I want to feel bright within one day. It doesn't work that way. That's why it's a 5-day plan, and not a 1-day or a 2-day plan. Because all those poisons, I'm just showing this slide again. We looked at it yesterday, just for those people that might have been that's come to our group now for the first time. Those of you, all the poison that's in one cigarette, and it's a very, very strong habit. We looked at that yesterday. I'm actually showing this just in case there's somebody that's started today, perhaps a friend of yours that you've brought with you. It's a very, very strong habit. And we talked about the addiction, the chemical addiction that we have to fight and get the poison out of your body. Now, have you drank your water? 6 to 8 glasses of water per day. Have you done that? Yesterday I told you that I'm going to ask you that, because that is the thing that will actually in a sense detox you. That it will help you to get the nicotine out of your body. So it's a very it's really something you need to do, whether you're a smoker or not. 6 to 8 glasses of water per day is a very healthy habit. And then this one was in our first presentation. This was rather a bit of a problem, wasn't it? Because smokers do tend to drink Coke. They do tend to drink tea, and especially coffee, and some of them even use alcohol. Now, I said, if you are going to try and stop smoking, but you're still going to drink Coke and alcohol and tea, which also has what? Caffeine in it. Coffee, caffeine in it. Coke, caffeine. Chocolates, caffeine. Caffeine is a nephew of nicotine. It's also addictive. More people are addicted to caffeine than even nicotine. So, it's an addiction. No energy drinks. No energy drinks. Now, I hope you could stay with this request that we had yesterday. It's part of our plan. It's not that difficult, but it is. It is. To some, it is. So you need to have changed your routine, your habits. So what did you do this morning? What was the first thing you did? I hope you did something else. Well, as an example, on what side of the bed do you normally get up in the morning? On this side of the bed? For how long have you been doing this now? Climbing out of bed this side? 20 years. Okay. Now what does it mean? Change your routine. Well, it means climb out of the bed on the other side tomorrow morning. Have you thought about that? Take some other road to your workplace, because There at the second, third robot, that's the place where you perhaps light your first cigarette. Do something else when you get to the workplace. Don't go to the same friends. Don't go and stand under the same tree. Don't go to that place where we as smokers normally gather. That's what it means. Change your routine and wait for 5 minutes. I hope you have tried this. I hope you've tested this. That it's actually a medical fact that this craving that you've got for this cigarette only lasts actually for 5 minutes. If you can try and do something else, do anything except bar smoking. Go and have a walk, talk to somebody, eat something, have a shower, do anything. Then that 5 minutes passes, and then you will see the intervals between those cravings tend to extend, and in the end it's 2 hours and 3 hours, and before you know it's half a day and it's a day before you've got this craving again to smoke. Wait for 5 minutes. And do something else. Shift your focus. Take a walk, take a shower, eat a prune. Try a hobby. Begin with some kind of hobby. I don't know whether you've got one. Change your lifestyle around your smoking habit. You'll have to look at that. There's no other way. And then we need rest. You need rest. Get enough sleep, and we talked about that last night. We'll talk about it again. Get enough rest. And then this one, throw it all away. This is the difficult part. This is where you need to get to that place where your brain tells you this is the end. I am now going to stop. Whatever the circumstances are, I am not going to smoke any further. I told you about this guy that did exactly that, which you see in this little picture here. But I've got also, I can give you another example of a brain decision. I think it was in Klerksdorp. There was one elderly gentleman, and when I came to him and I said to him, okay, where's your cigarettes? What's going to happen with those cigarettes? He said to me, well, I've got a problem. I actually do not smoke cigarettes. I smoke pipe. And I said, yes. And what now? What's going to happen with the pipe? And he took the pipe and he gave it to me, and he said to me, Ernie, break it. I said, no, there's no way. There's no way that I can break your pipe. I said, where did you get this pipe? Well, he said it was my grandfather's, and then it was my father's, and then it was mine. So this is a very special pipe. I said, well, I can't break it. It's your pipe. If you want to break it, you'll have to break it. And I'll never forget that evening. I'll never forget that elderly gentleman's face. I'll never forget that sound when he took that pipe in front of all of us. And he took the pipe and he took it like this and he broke it in 2 pieces. And one piece in this hand and one in this hand. That was a brain decision, because now he cannot go back. He cannot go back. He's broken that pipe. The problem with cigarettes is, when I've thrown the one packet away, there's still many left in the cafes. I need to do that exercise in my brain. I am finished. I don't want it. It must not be near me. It must not be in my car. It must not be at my office. It must not be at my house. Nowhere. I must not be near it, because if you are in a position where you are going to be near it, where you are going to be tempted, you are not strong enough now, at this moment yet, to say no thank you. You will be in a day or two, but at this stage, not yet. So that's the way, and that's tragically, that's in the end the only way. And then avoid stress. Avoid stress. I don't know how we do it in our days, but that is how stress tends to tell you. But I'm going to smoke now because my nerves are I've got a problem with my nerves now. I'm stressed out. And in actual fact, just the opposite happens in your body. You think that nicotine is calming your nerves, and in actual fact it's not. It's actually doing something else. It's actually doing the opposite. Like the coffee. You drink the coffee and it gives you a kick, and then within 20 minutes it's away, and then what now? I need another cup of coffee. That's how caffeine and nicotine works. Avoid drinks with alcohol and caffeine. We've said that to each other. I normally ask people, what is this in that bottle? They all know it's alcohol, Smirnoff, vodka, but inside there's a little fish, and some of our ladies would say that's a goldfish. No, it's not a goldfish. Something more than that. No, it's also not a shark. What is that? It's a piranha. It's a piranha. What does a piranha do? Well, a piranha eats flesh. That's what it does. And if you're in the Amazon jungle and you might fall into the Amazon River, there's a high probability that you would be eaten by piranhas within 1 minute. There will be nothing left of you. So the message is that bottle will in the end kill you. That will. We'll talk about that a little later. But that's not why we're here. We're here to stop the smoking habit. Exercise. Now, normally smokers do not really exercise. If we have a group of 20 people, there might be 2 or 3 that says, I'm going to the gym on a regular basis. And then I try to explain to the rest and encourage them, please do exercises. The reason we don't exercise is because we do not have enough oxygen in our lungs. Now, we're in actual fact a little bit lazy on that one. Exercise. What are the benefits of exercise and stop smoking? Well, if you can stop smoking, you've got a healthy heart, healthy circulation, normal blood pressure in the end, healthy legs, better immunity, better lung function, stronger muscles, better brain functioning, higher energy levels, longer life expectancy, better sleep, less negative emotions, better digestion. So there's a lot of benefits if you can break this habit. Now, what are the general reasons why people do not exercise? Well, here they are. Some of them are laughable, but here they are. I do not know how to begin. I'm scared I'm going to die. How can you believe it? Some people do not want to exercise because they are scared that they will die. I'm scared to be injured. No, I'm overweight. It takes too much of my time. No, the weather is not nice. I have nowhere to walk or to run. It becomes dark early. No, I'm too busy to exercise. I actually forgot to exercise. That's the general reasons for not exercising. Do you know this lady, Hulda Crooks? Do you know who she is? Well, she died in 1997 at the age of 102 years. Hulda Crooks holds the world record. Listen carefully, listen very carefully. Hulda Crooks holds the world record in the 10,000 meter marathon for women over the age of 85. Are you with me? Are you with me? Between the ages of 68 and 88, she climbed Mount Whitney, which is 14,500 feet high, every year for 20 years. Are you still with me? In 1991, the state of California by law renamed it to Crooks Peak, Mount Whitney. On the 24th of July 1987, she, at the age of 91, climbed to the summit of Mount Fuji, which is 12,000 feet high. Between her 81st and her 90th birthday, she climbed 97 summits. Are you still with me? And then you tell me that you cannot walk around the block. Is that what you're telling me? There's Hulda Crooks. And at the age of 94, she had the heart and the lungs of an 18-year-old. Because of exercise. So, dear friend, start with exercising. It needn't be heavy exercise. You can just walk around the block. Walk, walk, walk. So that your blood circulation and the oxygen in your lungs can come back, and carbon monoxide is now going out because you've stopped this habit of smoking. Now your lungs need oxygen. So get out and walk. Smoking in your heart. Well, this is a normal artery. This is a clotted one. One of my doctor friends sent me a photo and he said, Ernie, perhaps you would like to use this photo in your presentations. It's an artery of a 40-year-old smoker who died. This is what it looks like. The cholesterol build-up and the habit of nicotine and tar. It's not a nice sight, is it? This is a damaged heart muscle. What are the benefits when you stop? Well, listen to this, my dear friend. Your chances to contract heart diseases decreases immediately, no matter how old you are. And that has been stated to me by more than one doctor who has even attended some of these presentations of mine. Immediately, it begins to decrease. So when is the time to stop? Any one of those. We looked at that in a previous presentation, but any of these should tell me, this is time, I'm coughing, I'm tired, I've got inconsistent sleep, I'm breathless, I can't walk up the steps, yeah, I've even got stained teeth and yellow fingers. It's time to stop. Is it too late? Is it too late? It's never too late. It's never too late. In Petersburg, I had a headmaster of one of the schools there, and nowadays Polokwane, and it was about 15 years ago, and at that stage he was actually on retirement and came to our sessions. When I asked him, how long have you been smoking, he said to us, for 66 years. 66 years. Well, he started when he was actually 5 or 6 years old. He started. So at that stage, he was about 72. He went through our presentations the whole 5 days, and he stopped. He followed the plan and he stopped. You know what, the other day, a few years back, somebody phoned me and he said, you know what, you won't believe it, but that headmaster of that school is part of a group who does a 10-kilometer run every second week in Polokwane. So is it too late? It's never too late. Even if you've smoked for 66 years. It's never too late. So dream about a year from now. Just think about the money. Just think about the money you've spent on this. And yeah, many times I find a husband and a wife, both of them smoking. I hope you'll do this together. Stop together. Go through this program together. And in the end, you might just save more than 20,000 Rand in a year's time. Well, you can do with that whatever you like. Don't spend it. Please don't spend it now next week. Take that money and put it away. Save it some other way. Save it. Don't touch it. And then in a few months, go on a little holiday or whatever. I told you the story about the man that took him and his wife to Mauritius, only with the money he spent on cigarettes for a full year. So let's remember, it's a full effort, physical, it's mental, spiritual, it's emotional, and we're still busy. We're just starting. I want to actually conclude because I want you to go and have an early night's sleep. Why do I say that? Because the fact is that if you can go and sleep tonight early, normally I tell them try and be in bed at 8 o'clock. Then your tomorrow morning when you awake, we are at 36 hours tomorrow morning, and if you can do that, then by the time you come back tomorrow night, we're actually at 48 hours. And that means we're more than 2/3 through our program where we want to get to 60 or 70 hours. What was the problem? The problem was with the advertisements of the past. They were very persuasive. Can you believe this advertisement? More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. That's the way they advertised cigarettes. If you want to smoke, follow the doctor's orders, and they will tell you that Camel is the best cigarette on the market. Now we'll have a look at this again, but this is just to tell you how persuasive the advertisements were in my younger days. This is the decline in heart attack after smoking cessation. You can see that graph going down dramatically the moment you stop, and even more dramatic is the decline in lung cancer after smoking cessation. Look at that one. So there is only benefits to stop. So in some way we've got to get to this place where we say thank you, but no thank you. Thank you, but no, even if it's a Camel, I don't want to. You see, we've got this problem. This is the problem we've got. You've got your brain, there's your reason, your intellect, your conscience, and that's the one part. But then there is also this lusts and emotions and feelings and desires, and these two, they actually fight against each other in your body and in your brain. Your intellect says, no, don't do it. Your conscience says, oh, I shouldn't do it. Your reason says to you, but this thing is going to kill you. You're going to get sick. But then your emotion, your desires, your feelings, your lust takes over. So there's a fight between these two, and the problem is there's only one. Every part of that has only got one vote, but there is a deciding vote. But where is that deciding vote? Which one of those two parts is going to win? Well, the deciding vote lies in your will, your own will. You will decide. Your brain will do that. You will decide whether you will stop or whether you will not stop. I hope you're at that stage where you say, I want to stop, I'm going to stop, I'm going to follow this plan, I'm going to work together, I'm going to see how far I can get it, and I am not going to smoke anything tonight or tomorrow until we come back for our third presentation. I'm not going to smoke. I'm going to do anything else, but I'm not going to smoke. I choose not to smoke. I choose not to smoke. May that be your decision at this moment, dear friend. Please remember, 6 to 8 glasses of water per day. Get enough sleep. Do something else. Shift your focus. Eat healthy. Yeah, get enough sleep. As an actual fact, I wish I could give you an injection on Monday to sleep for 5 days, and then you awake after 5 days. That would be an easy one, wouldn't it? But now we can't do that. But get enough sleep. Get more sleep than you are normally getting. Eat healthy. Wait for 5 minutes. Try that one. Avoid stress if it's possible. Do light exercises. Go and go out, get some oxygen, take a walk around the block. Tomorrow, take 2 blocks. Think positive. You will be able to stop. It is possible for you to stop, whether you're a man or a woman or a young person, whether you've smoked 5 or 10 or 60 cigarettes a day, whether you've been smoking for 2 years or 20 years or 50 years, it doesn't matter. You will be able and you can stop this habit. Good day and have a blessed day until we meet again with a third presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.